The late-night phone call came at 11:47 p.m. What Jennifer Gledhill said next would forever determine her fate. On September 28, 2024, Jennifer phoned the police with a disturbing report. Her husband, Matthew Johnson, was missing. What began as a missing person case involving a respected Utah husband and father soon spiraled into a murder investigation, one that ended with Jennifer, his wealthy wife, charged with first-degree murder. Friends who had once welcomed Jennifer into their homes couldn't believe what had happened. One said, "She sat at our table, we shared meals, and to think she could do something like this, it was shocking." Hello everyone, I'm Sophie. Today we're diving into the chilling case of Jennifer Gledhill and Matthew Johnson, a family that appeared picture-perfect from the outside, but whose secrets would tear everything apart. A picture-perfect family. Matthew and Jennifer seemed to have it all. They lived in an upscale home in Cottonwood Heights, Utah, with their 3 children, ages 11, 7, and 5. To neighbors, they looked like the model military family. Matthew, 51, wasn't just any soldier. He was a Green Beret with the Utah National Guard's 19th Special Forces Group. His peers described him as brilliant, dependable, and the kind of man who always had a solution when others faltered. Jennifer, 42, was described by acquaintances as a dedicated mother and supportive wife, someone who mostly kept to herself. On the surface, they lived quietly and comfortably, but cracks had already begun to appear in their marriage. The marriage in decline. Court records show that by mid-2024, the couple was considering divorce. Jennifer filed for a protective order against Matthew in August, accusing him of threatening behavior. But when the case reached court, Commissioner Russell Minus saw something different. The judge noted that Jennifer appeared confrontational and unafraid in the evidence she presented. Texts revealed her constant belittling and provocation of Matthew, almost as if she wanted to push him into a violent response. On September 16, 2024, just days before tragedy struck, the protective order was dismissed. The commissioner's ruling was chillingly prophetic. Their marriage, he said, was highly dysfunctional and should have ended in divorce long ago. But Jennifer had no intention of ending things through divorce. She already had a darker plan in motion. A double life exposed. While Matthew was preparing to move on, Jennifer was living a double life. She had taken a lover, and this affair quickly became the most important thing in her life. Days before Matthew's death, Jennifer showed this man a Glock 19X she kept at home. At the time, it may have seemed insignificant. Many military families own firearms, but prosecutors would later argue it was part of her carefully staged plan. She even arranged for the children to stay at her parents' house on the night she planned to act. The murder of Matthew Johnson. On September 20th, 2024, Matthew confronted Jennifer after discovering her affair. Neighbors heard the argument that followed, years of resentment and conflict boiling to the surface. By the early morning hours of September 21st, Matthew had gone to bed. He was asleep, defenseless. That's when Jennifer acted. Using his own .9 handgun, she shot him in the head. She then dragged his body into a rooftop storage container, slid it down the stairs, and loaded it into their minivan. She abandoned his truck nearby, smashed his phone, and drove north to bury his body in a shallow grave. Back home, she scrubbed blood from the bedroom, bleached walls, and ordered a new mattress to replace the one soaked with Matthew's blood. But despite her calculated effort, Jennifer's plan would unravel quickly. A chilling confession. The next night, Jennifer went to her lover's home and made a terrifying confession. She told him she had killed Matthew, buried the body, and cleaned the house. She even explained the bruises on her arms. They came from moving and burying her husband's body. Shaken, the man began recording their conversations. In one call, when he said her story scared him, Jennifer's cold reply was haunting. Wow, if you think I could even hurt a fly, he wasn't even a person anymore. He was Matt. Her detached tone was unmistakable. Even more disturbingly, she spoke of herself as the Queen of Hearts in a past life, saying she believed in executing those she thought were scum. And this wasn't after Matthew was reported missing. This was days before anyone else even suspected he was gone. The investigation. 6 days after Matthew's death, Jennifer finally called police to report him missing. She claimed he told her not to contact him for a week, but the Utah National Guard already knew something was wrong. Matthew had failed to show up for duty. Meanwhile, her lover had collected screenshots, text messages, and audio recordings. On October 2nd, 2024, he went to the police. When investigators searched the Johnson home, the evidence was overwhelming. Bleach stains on the walls and carpet, reddish-brown spots in the bedroom, a brand new mattress ordered days after the murder. GPS data from Jennifer's phone placed her exactly where Matthew's truck was abandoned, and later tracked her heading north, toward the area where she admitted to burying him. Jennifer was arrested on October 2nd, charged with first-degree murder and obstruction of justice. Family involvement. But the case didn't stop with Jennifer. Investigators soon discovered her parents, Thomas and Rosalie Gledhill, had helped cover up the crime. They lied about how long they had been at Jennifer's home. Rosalie purchased the replacement mattress and later erased her phone data. Police also found a Glock box hidden in their home, wrapped in a child's onesie. Both parents were arrested for obstruction of justice. The search for Matthew. Months later, Matthew's body still hasn't been found. Massive search efforts, law enforcement, volunteers, and Matthew's own military brothers have scoured northern Utah with no success. Investigators did find a storage container with Matthew's blood inside, but his remains remain missing. Friends like Kevin Thompson say the uncertainty is unbearable. It keeps us up at night, not knowing where he is. The legal battle. Jennifer has pleaded not guilty to all charges. She now faces first-degree murder, multiple counts of obstruction of justice, desecration of a human body, witness tampering, possession of a controlled substance. Prosecutors revealed she once told her lover she would kill herself before going to jail. The judge ruled she was too dangerous to be released and denied bail. Meanwhile, Matthew's $500,000 life insurance policy remains tied up in court, with Jennifer disqualified from collecting. Her trial is scheduled for December 8th, 2025, expected to last 8 days. A family destroyed. The most tragic part of this story isn't just the betrayal or the murder, it's the children. 3 young lives have lost both parents, one to murder, the other to prison. Matthew's family continues to beg for closure, saying, "We just want to bring Matt home and lay him to rest." Prosecutors say Jennifer killed her husband to escape a marriage and pursue her affair, choosing murder over divorce. As her trial approaches, one haunting question remains: how could a mother of 3 destroy her entire family for the sake of passion? Justice may come, but Matthew Johnson will never return to his children. Somewhere in northern Utah, a devoted father and soldier still lies in an unmarked grave, waiting for the truth to finally come out.